I'm convinced only 4 things matter when it comes to riding bikes. Do not crash, be comfortable, have fun, and drink as much coffee as you need. And today I'm going to address all of those things, but mainly 2 of them, which is coffee and being comfortable. I like to ride long distances standing up. I also work standing up for up to 12 hours a day in my personal training studio. And I like to drink coffee, but sometimes to get the coffee in, I gotta leave late for my bike rides because I've gotta have my coffee first. So I came up with a solution, a coffee flask which you use for your bike. Today I thought I should review my new shoes. They're Altra Lone Peaks, as you might be able to see here. So this here is a wide toe box shoe. Now a wide toe box shoe means that the shoe is actually shaped the way a human foot is supposed to be, where this is straight. It doesn't turn in and squash your toes. So someone like myself with flat feet and a genetic bunion deformity in both my feet really needs to look after his feet, because you know, my mom's had surgery on her feet because of that, because of wearing pointed shoes all her life. And I can see that I was starting to get lots of discomfort problems and weakness in my feet because of wearing the wrong footwear. So I finally upgraded to the correct footwear, and I've ridden for 13 miles now in them. I've been using them every day in my work at the fitness studio, where I stand for up to 12 hours a day. So I really need the right shoes, and I've been training in them in the gym and in the fitness studio at Body Street just to see what they feel like. And right now it's I give them 100 out of 100. They're 100%. They're honestly the best shoes I've ever owned in the 48 years that I've been alive. So that's what I can say about these Altra shoes. They're very, very good, and I highly recommend that anyone who cares about the health of their feet considers wearing this type of a shoe, because it's designed for the shape of your foot. And for me, this being the first time I've ever had a shoe designed for the shape of my foot, it was a true revelation when I first put them on. I've never ever felt so good in a shoe before. So that's why I thought it's worth actually talking about this and sharing this. But the other thing I'd like to review for my elliptigo and cycling friends is this. This here is a coffee flask. This is a coffee flask for drinking coffee. It's supposed to keep your coffee hot, etc., etc. I want to keep on moving now because I've shown the shoes, and that's the most important thing. So this coffee flask, is it good enough? Okay, so I put my coffee into it 2 hours before I started riding, and yes, it has kept the coffee warm, hot actually, and that's already the first learning, is don't make the coffee too hot, because drinking from this type of a bottle, piping hot coffee, is a health hazard. It's not good for your mouth. So next time, lukewarm coffee. But is it practical drinking coffee out of a flask on a bike? So the good thing about the bottle is, yes, it fits really snugly, fits really well into a normal bike bottle holder. It's a good fit. Unfortunately, it's very finicky to use. Maybe it's still early days and I need to learn about it more, but it's very, very fidgety to use. The top popped right off the first time I tried to open the valve so I could drink. You know, too much hassle, that could cause you an accident. On a bike, you take your eyes off the road for 2 seconds, it's enough to have an accident. So, you know, I didn't like that distraction of having to fiddle with the bottle and then having to stop, holding the bottle in one hand and using one brake on the bike so that I could fix the bottle. But since then, it feels like if I just leave it open like this, it seems to be okay, because the coffee doesn't splash out. It's not like a standard bike bottle which has to be kept closed. It doesn't splash because it has a special kind of pipe and tube and valve. So maybe you have to ride with it open all the time. Maybe that's the secret. I'll do a few more rides with it and then I can decide whether to condemn it or praise it. But I think it's too early to totally condemn it, but it's not a glowing first impression. So I hope that's useful to somebody. Over and out. So these Altra shoes that I'm wearing are designed for running. They're designed for trail running. They're kind of firm, but they have some cushioning. They're not barefoot shoes, although they're shaped like barefoot shoes. And I think that, you know, my running friends who run ultra marathons are the guys that recommended these to me. So I know that they're very, very good for running. With regard to barefoot shoes, I don't believe barefoot shoes are good for running. I think barefoot shoes are good for foot health, for walking, for standing and normal life, but not for running. So that's my take on it. I don't run anymore, but I was a runner for 20 years before I switched to stand-up biking. So, yeah, you know, I know enough about running. And I would say nobody has won a marathon or an ultra marathon in barefoot shoes. Maybe they have, but you know, it's a freak occurrence. It's not the norm. So you can't claim barefoot shoes are good for running. However, wide toe box shoes are excellent for running and for all human activity. We shouldn't be wearing pointed shoes. We're not all ballerinas.